Yeah, lights on, screens up, here we go. Welcome to Radish Digital's weekly show. Breaking down the plays, the pulls, the plans, straight from the floor of the battle arena stand. Hey, hey. Every week we're talking power and plays. What just shook the game? What's setting the pace? From big time heroes to moments that matter. If it moved the arena, we're on it right after. From Valley Hit House to Radish Digital, news and highlights, yeah, it's all official. Debates, rankings, what's coming next? If it's Boba talk, you can check the text. Turn it up, settle in, let the breakdown begin. This week at Bo Jackson Battle Arena,
hosted by Slappy and Soothing.
Welcome to the arena. Hey, hey, hell.
Love that song.
I love the artist behind it.
Yeah, man. I've heard he's very talented with that AI. What's going on, Slappy? Good morning, my man.
Good morning, Soothing. Early morning for you. Of course, this is live every single Tuesday at 11 a.m. Eastern or 9 a.m. 9 or 8 a.m. your time.
9 a.m. over here in Arizona.
Right. In the summer, it will be 8 a.m., right? You'll be back to 3 hours different?
I believe so, yes.
Okay. You
yes,
believe so? Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
You guys, yeah, there's that. Isn't there there's a couple Native American tribes. There's you guys. And I think there's like a town that the time zone's just different. I know the rest of the country wants to change daylight savings. I don't know how Arizona was like, John McCain, he was like, we're going to do it our own way. It's like,
well, so we always say we're on real time. So Arizona is the real time, and then everywhere else is just doing their own thing. So
you're right. So the time zone with Boston, Philadelphia, New York, DC, and Miami is inconsequential. You're right. That doesn't drive the finance.
Okay. Yeah, they're making it up. They're making
yeah. The ringing of the New York Stock Exchange, that's meaningless, right?
Exactly.
So Soothing, you just got back from Atlanta, and didn't we have a fun time? Unfortunately, we did not make it to Atlanta, did we?
No, we did not. Fortunately, I had some other things I needed to attend over the weekend. Actually, my sister-in-law's gender reveal party. It's a boy. Hot dog, baby. What's up, Troy? Good morning, my man.
It's a hot dog. Was it a hot dog?
No,
gender reveal party?
It was a boy. So that was awesome to see. She's very excited about that. But without that being said, we do have a lot of people that did attend Atlanta. I had a lot of FOMO not being there. Luckily, Portland is coming up very quickly, and I will be out in Portland. Hope to see you there, Slappy. Not sure if you're going to be going. That smile says no.
January I got to take a break in January.
Yeah, understandable. But we do have a special guest with us today who was an attendee of Atlanta, who did do the big break in Atlanta. And so, I'm sure you guys all know him. Mr. Jordan.
The FOMO was warranted. It was a great time. It was a great time.
I'm sure, my man. So obviously you did the big break there. I know that you and the other two guys, Steven and Blake, you guys kind of divide and conquer. So I know Steven did some gameplay stuff. You obviously did the break stuff, and I believe Blake was sorting cards.
Blake and Allison were the rock stars of the show.
Yeah.
They sorted and pretty much modded everything. Just had us as a smooth operation.
Oh yeah. So how'd the break go? Let's start there, and then we'll talk about kind of all the other stuff that went on.
So, I mean, those live breaks, they're a lot of work. We break down our whole studio. We travel with it, and like 3 people in the SUV with Steven in the back seat. Like there's only room for us 3 and everything we have. We packed the whole studio. Then we got to set it up and just make sure everything's running. You never know what kind of problems you're going to run into when you unplug everything and plug everything in to get it set up.
Didn't flip your car.
Luckily, I mean, the setup, it took a little bit, but it went smooth.
Yeah.
Then we started at 11 a.m. and we're breaking for the next 10 or 11 hours. Finish at 9 p.m. So, 10 hours.
That was a big break. It was 3 cases of hobby and 3 cases of double megas.
Yeah, 696 packs.
Yeah. What was the biggest hit? Was it the kid?
It was the kid. Yeah, it was the kid. Yeah. I mean, I like that Peppers glow logo we hit, but it was definitely the kid. Yeah.
Yeah. Was it a fire mixtape?
Yeah, it was a fire mixtape.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome. Yeah. So
I haven't seen that one yet either.
Yeah, yeah. Those big breaks are tough, man. I mean, we've done a bunch of those in the Valley too. They take a ton of work.
Yeah,
And
they
it's
do.
not just the people on camera. It's everybody. So just like you said, Blake and Allison being the superstars of the show, like, when we did our big break in Vegas, Allison was again a superstar. And
Yeah.
Allison, if you guys aren't familiar, that is Mrs. Big U. So if you guys aren't familiar with Big U was Pulls and Pars' opponent against in the huge battle there. But as far as Allison goes, she's a superstar, man. She's in the background doing like
Yeah.
all the hard work.
Big U right now is telling you to stop because he's like, oh, I already have to put up with her. Like her ego is so big. I'll never win. Like not only is it his partner, it's his wife. So he's never gonna win another argument with her if you two keep going.
Oh
But
yeah, 100%.
also, like, you guys didn't even talk about the food. Of course, in Vegas, she came with pralines. And then what did she have in Atlanta, Jordan?
Oh, she had a whole little snack assortment. We had the peanut M&Ms. We had beef jerky. We had
Cake.
like some breakfast protein bars. I mean, we had everything. We were good to go.
Well, didn't she bring the king cake too? And that was like
How did I forget the king cake?
Yeah.
So they had two, like, I want to say like 3 feet by 3 feet king cakes. They were gigantic. And they set them up out front and just people snacked on them all day. They were delicious, by the way. I don't know if y'all ever had a king cake, but
I missed out, man.
it was absolutely delicious. Everybody loved them. And yeah, the king cakes kind of stole the show. They everybody, we had a crowd over there just eating king cake.
and Mitch, yes, I heard the Wonders folks even like the king cake. Mitch, though, I think what we're talking about this week in Boba, this week in Bo Jackson Battle Arena for the older people, Twib, is that, and I got to play that audio for you, Soothing. When you hear the ending credits to This Week in Baseball, it was just so iconic from the day. But we're talking about Bo Jackson Battle Arena and talking to Jordan from Pulls and Pars, who was in Atlanta at SCG CON, where Bo Jackson Battle Arena tournaments were happening this past weekend. And really what you guys are talking about is community. And that's kind of what sets it apart. In previous SCG cons is the boba people are the ones who are yelling, laughing, meeting new people, making new friends. Is that kind of your experience, Jordan, like that you guys kind of stood out at this one, just like all the other SCG cons where everybody's like at a funeral and you guys are having fun?
Absolutely. That's why I just told Mitch the FOMO is real. Like, we don't get to talk to many people at my house about boba. It's me, Steven, and Blake pretty much. We're the main ones in it. But then you go there and the community's there. You see people. You put names to faces because, like, on Discord, it's always just their username. You see their faces and you just meet them. And, like, everybody's cool. It's crazy how everybody ends up being cool. And it's just a great time to be able to talk boba with a whole group of people and not just us three,
Yeah, I heard, I mean, those SCG cons too and everything, people bring out their collections, man. And people have got some crazy collections. And
we worked out some crazy deals too.
Yeah.
We made some trades and we brought our collection. And yeah, I mean, there was bangers. There was bangers at the event.
That's awesome. Well, and then of course you have the gameplay, right? And so, one of my favorite tournament styles is the sealed tournaments. I don't know if all three of you guys played in that, if just one of you guys played in it. I don't know how that went for you guys. But was there any big hits in the sealed?
I hit a PB fire icon highlighted, so it's 175 power. Yeah. Freaking Purple Dog hit a 190 Cheryl Bomb Hex Auto out of a double mega.
That's wild.
Yeah. But I also do like the sealed tournaments as well. It kind of like puts everybody on a level playing field just right off the rip, and you got to work with what you got. I like it.
Yeah, it's super fun. Do you know how'd you guys do? Did either of you guys make top 8?
The first night I think I went 2 and 1 draw, so that was just a tickets one. The second time on Sunday, Steven got 6th, and I kind of Sander, he's the I told Sander he's been talking to Galileo too much, but he kind of laid the smack down on me on Sunday, with the sealed tournament. So I withdrew from there and went and played the next sealed tournament. And yeah, that was pretty fun too. So I played 3 sealed tournaments there.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's super cool. And then of course we had the spec tournament too. And the spec tournament was a very big prize at the end. You had your tickets, your entry ticket for the national as your first place prize winner. I've heard some rumblings of a specific team taking over the spec tournament, seeing a lot of their teammates in the top 8 and eventually, of course, taking it home as well. How was the spec tournament for you guys?
So I was running the show during the spec tournament. Steven played it. We were getting updates all day though. And
yeah. Hey, by the way, lucky for you, it was you weren't getting decimated over there, so you had an excuse why you weren't there.
yeah. I talked to some people who played, and they said going up against C-Town or Galileo is just a whole different ball game they're playing. So, yeah,
well, no, it's like, not to get into the weeds, like, because we don't want to, like, again, the Bo Jackson Battle Arena, it's the hottest sports card for people who like collecting sports cards. What's great is there's utility to it. Instead of putting it on the shelf, right, you can play with it. And we're talking about the play. But they introduced just recently the DBS system. Hey, oh man, I had so many deck balancing score. I'm trying to think, like, there's a couple iterations I always have in my head. Whatever, it's essentially deck balancing score. That's not it. But do you think, though, Jordan, coming out of this, is that Galileo and C-Town's decks, I did hear they were just absolutely destroying anything. So what I think for the Bo Jackson Battle community, they're not familiar with DBS, like the fact that it was just put in. They might thinking like, oh, and they're going to do the same thing in Portland, and they're going to do the same thing in National. The whole point of DBS is it can change. So from what you've been hearing, Jordan, like, I mean, it sounds like it needs to change before Portland.
Yeah, I mean, what people were saying was Galileo found a way around the DBS system to do exactly what he wanted to do. So I'm pretty sure they're gonna take note of that and they're gonna change it. I mean, that would make sense.
I do think it's really important too, like to an extent that DBS is still really in its infancy. So having those people find the ways to break the DBS system is important to really keen in on the perfect DBS system. And so, of course, they took advantage of that. And that's well within their right to do. And they just were able to run the tables at Atlanta. Now, does it need to change based on that? I'm sure, yes. But at the same time, I think that type of deck really helps people like Wicked and the rest of the team hone in on what a DBS system really needs to look like when it comes to Bo Jackson Battle Arena. And, as we've continued to grow the community, the game community has also gotten way bigger too. And so now you have all these different minds working together to figure out the best decks, and there's always going to be a meta.
Yeah, and it's funny though, like even the language, when you listen to the words, and by the way, you're not saying anything soothing that none of us have been saying about, taking advantage. It's just like tax loopholes. Like, no, that's the tax law. And people like they follow the tax law, but we call it loopholes, and it's like taking advantage. It's like they understood the rules of the game and they played to the rules, and their goal was to win. And so that's exactly what they did. But Soothing, that's a great point, which is so beneficial that coming out of the gate in 2026, this happened. So they could do something like they have time to fix it, right? That's Frenchie said in one of the videos we dropped from the end of the year, is he talks about, the team play tests, the different things they're doing with DBS. But, your online league plays more in a day than they can play in a week as a team. So it is helpful for them to get it. Because at the end of the day, Frenchie's trying to craft different, I think I can't speak for Frenchie, but they want to craft different tournaments where if you're a whale and you want to build a $30,000 deck of these amazing cards, there'll be a tournament for you. But if you want to build a deck that is a low cost entry deck, you should be able to compete against somebody else. And you shouldn't have to face somebody who comes in and spends a couple $1,000s on plays and you can't beat them. Like, that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to make it so that the average person, not every tournament, but some tournaments. And that's why it's important to get DBS right.
Yeah, no, 100%. I mean, just think of like they just released the Power Gloves and everything else that they're releasing. Like it's what Frenchie always says, get in where you fit in, right? And that's the best saying that I've heard when it comes to this. And that's what I always tell everybody on our streams too, is like, there's a way for every single person to play this game. There's retail product for you to get. With that retail product, you can play games. With the hobby product, you can play games. Like, it does not matter. And their biggest thing too with double megas, I mean, they're 14 packs. And so for a sealed tournament, it's the perfect amount of packs to get you a competitive deck. So
I think that's by design, honestly.
Yeah, 100%. So, with that being said, there's just so much more opportunity in that, with them having the double mega perfectly constructed for sealed tournament play, because sealed tournament play gets a lot more people into the game. It's not just for us, it's also for new people. And when you have an entry fee of $100 or whatever it may be, and you still have a chance to win $3,000, you're brand new to the game, but you're on the same playing field as everyone else. It gets you going. And just like we saw in it was Vegas, we had some Magic the Gathering people come over and play the sealed tournament. And you know what? 2 of those guys that came over to play in the Vegas tournament are now in the online Discord league playing games. So like,
that's awesome.
It's awesome. You see the growth of it as you continue to spread out and offer new ways for people to play the game. And I love seeing it. And speaking of the Discord league, we just finished week 1. Well, technically week 1, I gave a 1-day extension for everybody that went to Atlanta. So today you have another day to finish.
Didn't tell me that, but
hey, well,
I fit it in.
You fit it in. You did good. So today's the last day for week 1. Luckily, I was able to win against my opponent for week 1, and wishing everyone else the best of luck.
But yeah, to touch on what you said about the sealeds being for new players, we had the same experience in Atlanta. Couple Magic players came up, they talk about it, and they're like, oh, I don't want to, I can't just play a tournament if I haven't learned how to play the game. I'm like, this is the perfect tournament for you to learn how to play the game, and you'll learn it. You'll catch on quick. And Magic players, they translate straight into boba play. So works well for them. I wasn't even into the play before I got into boba. And now I'm just I'm all about the play. I'm in the online tournament. Won my match yesterday, by the way.
Hey.
So now it's
don't you say you won. Who did you beat? Who did you put the smackdown on?
Cloud.
Oh, okay. And how close was it?
I won 2-0. I don't want to brag. But it wasn't very close.
All right. And why do you think it was? Why do you think it wasn't that close? Just the plays you had, or is it the strategy? Sometimes it's the plays you put together, you're able to put together. Sometimes it's the strategy. Which one do you think it was?
So I'm running a steel deck. He was running a mostly glow deck. And he let me go first. And it kind of just, once you build momentum and you just keep compounding, what I was doing was I was drawing plays, recovering dogs, and just using my power. So I was just drawing plays till I got stuff to add power. And then when I'd use my power plays, I would have dog recovery plays. So I just never ran out of dogs, and I was able to just stack power on them. So
it's funny, Soothing. He doesn't really sound like somebody. Didn't he just tell us that he's not a player? Like he really wasn't a player. He sounds like a player to me.
Turns him into it. I mean, prior to Boba, I had never played a TCG.
Yeah.
And I was sitting out here in Arizona, and there wasn't many people out here that could play Boba with me. And so it would have been almost 6 months ago. I just put a message in there. I was like, hey, would anyone want to play some games online? And I was like, the people were like, yeah, we'd love to do that. And so we started playing some games, and I was like, we should do a league. And so then 32 people were in the league. And now the Discord league has almost 400 members in it. We have 84 people playing in the Discord league. And I can only imagine the growth of it next season. But it's just crazy. I mean, Boba is obviously an amazing collectible. It doesn't get much better than Boba when you talk about collectability. On-card autographs, the art is amazing. The players that they put in the game are super popular players. It's all around an amazing game. But then you just add the playability aspect, and it's game over. No way in the world would I have ever played a TCG prior to boba.
I mean,
hey,
there's not a better product out there. It's just there's just not.
Yeah, it's amazing, man. And I mean, speaking of which, too, like, you know, obviously, Atlanta went awesome. I'm very excited for Portland as well. Your guys' break went awesome as well. But the just like, it doesn't matter where you are in the boba community, whether you're in the Discord, whether you're on Whatnot, whether you're at an SCG Con, the community aspect of it just makes it tenfold better. And I think you guys can both agree to that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Mara was my entry point into boba. Yes, 100%. Lord Shrouded is the man. You're muted, Slappy.
Sorry, what does he mean drag you away from football?
Well, so Mara and I, we used to buy into football breaks together, and then he kind of introduced me to Bo Jackson Ballerina, and then from there it was wraps. It was wraps. Sold all my sports cards, and I'm pretty much full on. Actually, there's one sports card I kept, and it's a gold color wheel Caleb Williams, who my friends told me, don't hold on to that. It'll never be worth anything. And now the Bears beat the Packers round one of the playoffs, baby.
What a game.
Woo! Bear down.
Oh, I thought you said won a game, not what a game.
What a game.
Remind me again, why are you a Chicago fan being in Arizona?
So my whole family is from Chicago. So it's just kind of been like put into me since I was a kid. You're going to be a Bears fan. You're going to have a life of miserable fandom. And now finally I can be excited about something. So, and then obviously we've seen some leaks. Hold on. We've seen some leaks for Tecmo this last week.
Oh,
all right.
Wow.
Mr. Pulls and Pars had some huge leaks on his stream. We got a couple. Bazooka had a few. But man, Jim McMahon.
I was I was not expecting those leaks. I'm trying to find them right now. I'll pull them up.
Yeah, I will say is that Tex Hooper is just he was, every time he sees it mentioned, he's been talking about that, like the Merino. He was talking about, like, gosh, what were the other ones? He had me go back and look.
We had the Warren Moon.
Mm-hmm.
That was absolutely nasty. We had the new parallel too. It's called like a joystick parallel or game parallel.
Yeah.
We got the Duke of Denver.
Yep.
John Elway.
John Elway.
Eric was just dropping bombs on us in there.
Yeah.
It was hard to stay on break top it because of how much heat he was dropping in there. We had a bunch of stuff. I know Jason has more of it on his phone because I don't even look at my phone during breaks. So he was sending me all this stuff. I wasn't replying to him. And then he sent it to Jason, and Jason got us on there. But that was awesome. Big shout out to Eric for doing that.
Yeah,
that had the chat hype.
Well, and when you're talking about the parallels that they have, of course, you know, when we sat down with Frenchie to talk about Tecmo Bowl and Radish for that end of the year sit down interview, it was surprising because we were talking about parallels and how you saw an increase in the number of parallels from Alpha to Griffey. And of course, he explained, like, going with the SKU, with the retail SKU versus the hobby SKU, right? You had to do that there. And I was asking him about what to expect for Tecmo. And, you know, his whole thing is you have to tear down everything, you know, like it's not going to be the same. You're not going to have 80s rad in there. He said the only crossover he was thinking was headlines, because of course that goes with the whole Tecmo kind of theme, but we can expect all new ones. And so it'll be interesting to see, like, how do you guys feel about that as people who break the product all the time? Are you excited for something new, or do you feel that some people you've got your fan base who loves their rats, who loves their grandma linoleums, which is surprising. Frenchie probably is not going to let grandma linoleums in because that's his favorite. But no Miami Ice, no fire tracks. Like, do you guys feel like some of your regulars it's going to be hard for them? Because the one thing, Jordan, you haven't been on before, we talk about is, like, it'll be interesting to see how this community reacts. Frenchie is famous for, you love it, well, I'm going to tear it all down, and here's something completely different. Like, he never sits, like, he never stops improving and making it different. So he wants you to constantly be engaged and try something new. So I guess my question to both of you guys is, will your fan base, you know, be missing the old parallels? Do you think they're just going to love Tecmo so much that they can do without their normal parallels till update?
So I can talk about me personally. And I've heard Eric say that he wants to keep around the same amount of parallels each new set. And he'll kind of, there'll be new parallels, but he'll kind of like maybe he'll throw a Coliseum parallel. He'll throw it back in on a later update. And that would be real cool to me because when Griffey first started, it is a lot of new parallels. It is kind of weird to get into it. And then once you see the icons, you're like, oh, these are sick. And then now I'm like a huge Coliseum guy. So, I mean, it's going to be sad to see Coliseum go, but if in 3-4 sets from now, Coliseum comes back, I think that's going to be sick to me. And getting to see the new parallels, I think it's going to be the same like it was with Griffey. It's going to be weird at first, and then you're going to start to learn them and see what's really rare and what you like and what you don't like. And I think that's how it's going to work out. I think it'll end up being an overall good thing.
Yeah, I 100% agree. I mean, as far as the artwork goes with anything that happens with Bo Jackson Battle Arena, they have amazing artists. And so, yes, they're changing everything up, but you're creating this whole new excitement about something completely different. And just like Jordan mentioned, like at first you're going to be like, oh, what is this? What is this? And then you're going to find that one that you really like. Just like 80s Rad, just like Miami Ice. I mean, I'm sure most people know I'm the Miami Ice collector. I collect all the Miami Ice cards. It doesn't matter what it is. I love them so much. And yeah, I'm going to be sad that they're going to be gone. But at the same time, it's like I can get so much more excited about some other things because I'm a big football guy. Like, not only are the new parallels going to be awesome, but we're talking Jim McMahon. I got a leak on Valley that the fridge was going to be in it as well.
Oh, yeah.
So, like, I've got this whole new... we saw his artwork, so I have no confirmation on that, but we saw his artwork.
And this is a really bad question, but like, I mean, I haven't thought about him in years. He is still alive, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, it's like there's the new parallels, but there's also all the new athletes, and then there's returning athletes, like people specifically who collected Dan Marino. And then, of course, you have other people that used to collect Barry Sanders and everything like that and update. And now they're, you've got the opportunity. Well, was it? No, not Barry, but Dan Marino, right?
Marino's coming back.
Yeah, Marino's coming back. So Marino's coming back. And so you have the opportunity.
And Barry, actually.
Was he?
Yeah. Barry's
coming back. Okay. Those guys are both coming back. So, like, you have the opportunity to recollect them again. And on their new parallels. And so, like, for the rainbow collectors, that's just another aspect of collectability to it. And I'm sure they're going to do something around gameplay with Tecmo. And another thing with Tecmo, I'm excited about the plays. Like, are the plays going to be like totally different? Or the hot dogs going to be any different? Like, we don't know yet. And that excites me. And I think it excites a lot of people in the community. And Tecmo was a huge game. Obviously, I didn't grow up playing it, but a lot of people in the community did. So,
but your grandfather did.
Yeah. Well, okay.
And to touch on the plays, I mean, the plays they're going to throw a whole new monkey wrench into it. So one, it's going to keep the game moving. One style is not going to stay king. So, like how freaking Galileo, he came in and pretty much ran the game, ran the board. That's not going to always stay a thing. So I like that.
I love that the non-player Mitch keeps going back to, like, at Tecmo, he's focused on the plays.
Yeah. I mean, all it took was Vegas and now Atlanta, and I'm all on board with playing the game and the Discord League. And now that I'm in the Discord League, I get to actually play. So yeah.
It's the best opportunity to practice, right? Mm-hmm. So you can try out your new decks, and at the end of the day, if you end up losing all 10 of your matches, but you played all 10, you're still getting a cyber pack, right? So, like, it's just it's something that awards you for playing the game, and then gives you an opportunity to learn the game better. So, big fan of it.
What do you guys think? Like, one last question for you guys on Tecmo Bowl is that we saw with Griffey is that the demand for the product has outstripped the growth in print run. So you can see the demand just keep going X, and there's only so much product. So with Tecmo, like, the product still seems hot. There's no reason why you won't get more people into it. But do you think Tecmo? I mean, do you think Tecmo increases it even faster than Griffey did? Griffey's a big name, but Tecmo touches people in a nostalgic way. I mean, you actually play, people played Tecmo growing up. People watched Griffey, right? So it's a little bit different. So do you guys think there'll be an even bigger explosion with the Tecmo set than there was with Griffey?
I think so.
I think the checklist is going to be even bigger in Tecmo. So yeah.
Yeah,
go ahead, Mitch.
No, you're good. I totally think that every set that releases, we see new people coming into the community, and even with Griffey being out now for 6 weeks, I want to say, would be in about 6 weeks, right? No,
A little bit longer, like 8
a little bit
weeks.
longer than that, like 8 weeks. Yeah. So it's been out for a while, but we still see new people coming into our breaks all the time.
Yep.
And so, every single stream, we're always doing our first time buyers, gifts and everything that's fun like that. But there's new people coming in all the time. And just the other day, we had a new person come in and he bought like 4 or 5 spots, and I've never seen him in the community before. And it's awesome because he just came in and he had tons of questions about it too. And I love answering those questions about the game and about the collectability of it. And I'm sure Jordan feels the same way, because when new people come in, it excites us. Like we love talking crap with the people, who have been in it for a long time. And yes, it's an ongoing joke that people are going to razzle me my entire stream and make fun of me. And that's always fun. But the new people, they don't know that. So they come in and they're like, why are you guys so mean to this guy? And I'm like, oh, this is what I'm saying, man. But it's awesome. I mean, and I think Tecmo, I got off topic there for a little bit, but I think Tecmo is going to continue to bring new people in, and they're going to see these cards. And obviously Bo Jackson is completely different than all other sports cards with their inserts and parallels and everything, but it's going to get even more different. And so those people who may have saw Griffey on Whatnot, or saw a picture of a card, or saw this and like, oh, that's kind of cool. But then, they kind of forgot about it. And now they see Tecmo, which is a completely new landscape of card types and parallels and inserts on top of new heroes. Like, I think that gets people in. And just like, you have a Broncos fan and they're like, John Elway's in this.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, dude, I got to do that. And then it's just game over. I mean, the moment someone really steps into Boba, it's hard for them to leave. At least that's my experience.
I can't remember who B-Jamps was going for. I think it was the update set on eBay, and it's a shame because B-Jamps really wanted it. And as you guys know, like for your break spots, it only takes 2 people to push the price up. It doesn't matter. You don't need 100 people in your break. You need 2. And there was somebody on eBay going for the same person that Jamps was going for. And I think they won it. Jams finally had to, give up to them. But the person messaged Jams afterwards and said, what is this? And they were just a fan of, whoever it was. Like, it wasn't Boomer Esiason, but say it was Boomer Esiason, and they're like, they collect everything Boomer. And when it came out, they had to have it. And they didn't even know what it is. So to your point about John Elway, right? How many John Elway fans are there that they don't know anything about this, but they have to collect a John Elway because, it's going to be a signed John Elway.
Signed John Elway is a signed John Elway. Yeah. And I'm of the belief that we're super early right now. I think this is going to grow into like Pokemon status. That's what I really think Boba's going to be, because I mean, the way I see it is you have the TCG gameplay side plus the collectability. So, I mean, it's the best of both worlds, and there's just nothing that compare. I don't know. I found a friend. I ran into a friend at a hardware store the other day, and I told him about it, and I just explained everything to him, and he's like, "Why didn't anybody think about that before?" He's like, "That's the greatest idea ever." And I was like, "Yeah, it's collectability and gameplay, and you have cards that have their collectability side, and then you have their cards that have their gameplay side, then you have cards that have both, and it's just a wormhole you can keep digging down, and I believe it's going to be bigger than Pokemon. That's what I think.
That's Pokemon's huge, man. It's
yeah.
so
Big prediction there.
yeah.
Frenchie is rolling over in his bed right now because I'm sure he sleeps in. A guy who accomplished this much. It's 11:30 on the East Coast. I'm sure he's still. I'm kidding, but he's probably like spitting up his water hearing you say that. Like Frenchie likes to remind folks like the size of Pokemon, the size of big cardboard, everything. He's like, we're a gnat.
We are right now. That's why I said we're early. We're early. But I just think it is the best thing, and I know other people have to agree once it gets out to them. It's just such a good product to me.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, it's funny too. Like yes, we're a gnat in the sense of big cardboard and things, but like when you go into other rooms, like people breaking sports cards, they know what Bo Jackson Ballerina is. They've seen it plenty of times. They see what's going on with the product. They see everything that's going on. And you go in there and, like a room that I had previously bought into, I'll be like, what's up, everybody? Like, and they're like, oh my God, we haven't seen you in forever. And I'm like, oh, what's up? Like, what you been up to? Oh, breaking Bo Jackson Ballerina, talking about playing the game, all that kinds of stuff. And they're like, yeah, man, I just don't see it, man. Like, like, no. And it's so funny because I think they're gonna eat their words like so much. Like they're gonna see as it continues to grow and blow up that like they were fully wrong on their sentiment. And like just the other day, I was talking to one of the guys and I was like, yeah, man, like the other day we pulled this $10,000 Bo Jackson card, like the Hex Auto first on print, like 5-figure card. And he was like, yeah, well, Flawless 101 wouldn't even sell for close to that. And I'm like, well, this ain't Flawless, baby. This is BoJack Ballerina. Like you don't understand. Like there's plenty of money to be won with this game, not alone the collectability of it. So like it just goes hands in hand, and it just continues to build it. And I think Tecmo just continues to build that community because you're tapping into another nostalgic market, and I love that. And I think in the future there's going to be other opportunities to do things like that as well.
And I'll add that in Atlanta, Boba was by far drew the biggest crowds of ripping boba packs. If you're ripping boba packs, people are screaming and yelling, and it just draws a crowd. It's fun. Like it's just funner than everything else.
Well, it's a huge party for us. Like you think about Vegas too. Like we had a blast. I mean, we had so much fun when I was out there in Vegas, and I'm sure you guys had the same amount of fun in Atlanta. Of course, I didn't get to go and very upset about it, but I'll be in Portland, so I'm hoping to have another fun time out there. But I mean, it's just the cards bring the people in, and the community keeps the people. It's everyone really works together to build this community. I mean, we all want the same thing. We want Boba to be the biggest thing out there. It's not just you and me, Jordan. It's not just you, me, and Slappy. It's not just you, me, Slappy, Swan City, J Love, Troy. Like it's everybody in the community. They want more people joining in the game, and we see that every day.
Well, and you wonder how many people at Big Cardboard are doing what, you've seen Frenchie come into the community. And by the way, I looked it up while we were talking, and you were saying, Soothing, when you were talking about like there are people I haven't seen in the community there in my breaks. So I always like to take this time when we talk about Discord, the majority of people are not going to know what we're talking about. So I looked up the stats because it's been a while, and I actually have been inflating it. They are saying they don't have the exact numbers, but they're saying that it's about 21% of U.S. men and about 11% of U.S. women. So think about that. 79%. When we talk about Discord, we're talking not about the 79% men in this country and 89% of the women. So yes, 100%, we're going to see people that we don't see in the community. For folks who don't know, Discord is a social app. It's just a chat group. And essentially they have an official Bo Jackson Battle Arena. It's where people hang out. They talk about their cards. They talk about the game. They talk about life. And it really is the community. But one of the things that you see Jeff French, the co-founder of Bo Jackson Battle Arena with Bo Jackson, talking about is he talks about culture. He mentions that frequently. Is like he deliberately is creating a culture. So everything you two just talked about that's not an accident, right? They're actually trying to do that. Like Big Cardboard's not trying to create a culture. They're trying to sell product only. And they're trying to do that at Bo Battle. They are a for-profit company. God bless them. I hope they make money because that will keep them doing this for years, right? We want them to make money.
Yeah.
But they're trying to, like, is Big Cardboard are they focused on culture? And if they are, they're really sucking at it, I would say.
For Big Cardboard.
Yeah, if Big
Yeah.
Cardboard's focusing on culture, it doesn't show.
It does
Yeah,
not
it
show.
really doesn't.
Yeah, it doesn't show. But yeah, so I mean, any other thoughts about Atlanta, Jordan? I know we kind of went off a little bit, but anything else we may have missed?
I mean, I think we touched on it all. It's just the culture. You just have to be there to experience. Yeah, I'm not throwing any shots at you, Mitch, but I mean, you'll be in Portland and I'll miss Portland. But I think it's just the community. Like we just talked about it, and just yeah. I mean, I don't really think there's anything to touch on that we didn't add, but I freaking love it. I'm in. And I'm mad that I'm missing Portland. I'm going to try to make Milwaukee. I'm going to try to be in Virginia. I know South Carolina has a big one coming up, or some type of show. I forgot what it was.
Is there any player that surprised you that you saw them and you're like, whoa, I didn't realize they were that. It'll come across. I didn't know you were that good. I thought you'd be a crappy player.
So
just somebody who doesn't speak up much, and not that you thought they were bad. You just weren't aware that, like, hey, this person's a sharp player.
But I played with both Sander and Zero Luck in Vegas, and that was my introduction to playing the game as well. And I believe that was their introduction. And I didn't get to play against Zero Luck this tournament, but I did play against Sander. And like I said, he's been talking to Galileo because his play was night and day difference from Vegas to Atlanta. And what is that, a month? A little over a month. I mean, it was insane to see how much he had really learned the game and how far he is going to go.
And Troy mentioning Major Rob, who was, I believe Major Rob was in the finals, right?
Yes, Major Rob was in the final.
Yep. So Troy saying probably wasn't familiar with Major Rob's play. And so again, the tournaments are still early. So it's hard to know people, like, just what they're capable. You know them from the Discord, they're friendly and they chat, and then Major Rob goes for your jugular.
Yeah. Well, I had seen Major Rob in the I had seen him do a learn to play with cursive on YouTube. And then I had actually messaged him on Discord, and I had been talking to him about plays. That's kind of why I think I called on a little quick in the Discord league, was because Major Rob helped me. So
nice.
Yeah.
Shout out to Major Rob.
Yeah. And that's another sentiment to the community. Like people just want to see more people playing the game, and you know, people like Major Rob, and they're willing to help.
Nobody's gatekeeping. Nobody's gatekeeping.
Well, maybe Bazooka a little bit, but no, I'm just playing. They obviously have found a way to get it working and winning the tournaments, and love to see it. Like I said earlier, it helps DBS become the best version of itself it can be.
And, you know, Mitch, I know that the play isn't the sexiest thing to talk about, is that until you get the bug, like sometimes it can be a little bit, but the one thing that I just want to mention is, like, when you look at Wonders of the First, it's one of the dilemmas that I have. So Wonders of the First is a sister project to Bo Jackson Battle Arena. It's by Jeff French as well. And it's interesting because you have a lot of former Magic players like C-Town, who several of the Magic players have said, you know, they went away from Magic for a couple of years and they can't go back to it because they're out of the cycle and they can't catch on. Mm-hmm. And I know, Mitch, you and I have talked about this. And so one of the things with Wonders that I'm a little bit cringing is that you hear Wonders folks saying, yeah, now's the time to do it. It's at the beginning. You can join. And I'm thinking, well, that's not a good business model. And that's not a good culture model. So I show up 5 years later and it's going to be like Magic. And it's too late. I missed the train. And it's kind of like Discord. When you're gone for a month, you feel like you're way behind. Yet the people who joined today don't feel like they missed the last month. They just found Discord and like, oh, it's cool. But it creates this mindset. So with Bo Jackson Battle Arena, I can't imagine somebody finding the game in 5 years and feeling like, well, it's too late. I can't be a competitive player in Bo Jackson Battle Arena. I'm like, can you guys, and like, let's not just fanboy over Bo Jackson Battle Arena, but critically thinking, I mean, can you ever see a future where it's hard, like with each set coming out and a chance, right, for additional cards and to build your, do you see a way that you're kind of locked out of Bo Jackson Battle Arena because you missed the beginning?
I mean, I think the SEAL tournaments continually allow for new people to play. the SEAL tournament gets your feet wet, and then you get into this mindset of, okay, well, now what? Now what can I do with these cards? What can I really do with these cards? And it just goes from there. So I think the SEAL tournament is a gateway into Bo Jackson Battle Arena in a lot of sense with gameplay and collectability, because you see the hype around those SEAL tournaments too. Like, you know, I'm sure that when Purple Dog pulled that Cheryl Bomb Hex out of a double mega, he went absolutely berserk. And the whole crowd was probably like, oh my God, what is that? Holy crap. You know, and like, it's just another hype aspect behind it. So I to your point, Slappy, like, I think anybody can play the game. I think anyone can get into the game at any point. Now, when it comes to like Apex and things of that nature, yes, of course, that's going to be a bit more difficult, right? But there's a way for everyone to play the game. Like, just going back to like get in where you fit in. And like, you know, you see like people like Zero Luck and Sander, who we all are fairly familiar with. Like, they were not a part of Alpha. They've mainly been a part of Blast and now Griffey, but they want to build Apex decks. And so like, you're going to have people like that come in that want to build Apex decks, even though they may not have been in this first portion, but they're going to find a way to get themselves a part of that first portion. So it's again, getting where you fit in. And I think the sealed is another way for people to get in.
Not to mention, like you said, Frenchie likes to burn it all down and build it new. So,
yeah,
I
true.
mean, if you're new and you hop in when something like that happens, we're all new to that, you know. So,
great point.
Yeah, I mean, being there, I don't think Boba's going to be something that you had to know 5 years ago to be able to play when a new set comes out, because they'll always be changing.
Right. And Jeff has been with his wife since kindergarten, and he did invent this game when he was 12. So in theory, she should destroy everybody if it was a case of those of us not being able to catch up. By the way, Mitch, we now owe Jeff $4.85 because you've said get in where you fit in so many times. The royalties are just stacking.
Oh, they're stacking. Yeah, that makes sense. Makes sense. All right. It's okay. But yeah, man. So you know, Atlanta was awesome. I'm excited for Portland. What do you guys have? You guys have breaks coming up, of course, right? This week.
Yeah. I mean, we have breaks coming up. I think we have another live show next early February. I don't know the exact date, but I'll definitely put that out there. Also want to give a shout out to Jason and Allison. I could break with Big U every break. That it's just fun, dude. That's a fun dude.
Yeah, he's an awesome guy.
They're great. They're awesome people, and they became like even better friends since like Vegas to now. That just speaks to the community. I mean, love those guys. Just want to give them a shout out.
Yeah, Big U I love that guy. Talk to that guy every day. So I get it. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, so as far as like your breaks though, you've got breaks going on this week. I'm assuming like I don't know what your break schedule looks like.
we broke last night. Got to insure a package.
And for those who are watching this recording, this is being actually recorded live. It's Tuesday, January 13th. So of course, when Jordan's talking about last night, he's talking about Monday, January 12th, for those folks who are watching this recorded.
So a little thing about Griffey is I hadn't pulled a kid yet. The whole set, and then on Saturday we pulled the kid, and then we come home and Monday night we do a break, and little steel linoleum kid.
Wow.
So
solid little.
That's the only one we haven't shipped out yet. I had to hit Shano up to insure it for him, but it's two breaks in a row pulled a kid, and we're going back at it on Thursday, I believe. So.
That's awesome, man. Well, best of luck. And speaking of the kid, in the Valley, we do a fun little thing where we always give away the last spot for free. So every spot in a random format, every spot that is the last one in a random fill is always free. And so, you know, yesterday and then last week, we had the kid last to the very last spot. And so the kid became a buyer's giveaway, and it ended up going to a good friend of ours, Dallas. And then in the break, ended up hitting a Belizzi Steel, the kid, which went home with him for absolutely free from the buyer's givey. And the same thing happened to Adam yesterday. When he was doing his 2 breaks, we gave away the last spot twice, and both times it hit. And so there's something magical about that Valley guarantee, that last spot free, man, because every time we give it away, for some reason, it always seems to find a way to come out. And so it's awesome just to see that. It's funny too, because
that's sweet.
The chat reacts. They're like, "That was a buyer's givey. That was a buyer's givey." And I'm like, "Yeah, man, it's awesome."
Yeah, and I just looked up both cards on Radish Price Guide. There haven't been any sales for either of the cards you guys just showed us. I was trying to look and see, like, if anybody rips it, they're holding on to it. Yeah, I mean,
yeah. Kids don't just grow on trees, so if you rip them, you hold on to them.
100%.
That's a funny, like, kids don't grow on trees. Like, that's amazing. Yeah, that's insane.
Yeah, so it's fun, man. I mean, there's things that we do in the Valley. There's things that Pulls and Pars do that's different. Like, you know, we all have our own niche and try to make things fun. And we've got breaks coming up all the week this week. We've got one later today. Obviously, me being in prison, I may or may not have made a bet with Bazooka Vault during the Filthy 50 that they did, where they ripped 50 hobby boxes that I ended up losing. If you want to see the punishment for what that is, you'll have to be on stream later today. But
that was talked about this weekend as well. just to know that topic came up quite a bit.
Hey, Valley for life, baby. Just remember that, Valley for life.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I'm super excited, and you know, for our breaks and for Valley as a brand too. You know, we're breaking into the gameplay, and you know, Jordan and the other guys over at Pulls and Pars, they're a part of Valley as far as the gameplay side, and so you know, we're building something together, and I'm really excited to see what comes of it. So,
and I'll say shout out to Valley and Mitch. They're Adam and Mitch. They're creative, and they kind of gave us the idea and helped us build it. He gave me all the notes I needed to build the scoreboard on going head to head. And I really love that battle. Like me and Big U, we rip packs, then the chat votes on who had the better rip. And I think the engagement just goes way up when you do that. And shout out to Mitch and Valley for that, and Adam. Appreciate that.
Thanks, buddy. Yeah, it was fun. When we did it, we had a round that was very much rigged. So that was so.
I was gonna riot if Mitch won that one because it was clearly Adam.
Imagine that's so soothing that you're creative. Yeah, who would have thought?
I try. You know, some days it's, you know, I think of the ideas in the shower. Some days I think of it when I'm sleeping. Some days I think of it when I'm eating a cheeseburger. You never know. Just write everything down and see what happens next.
Yeah, I gotta imagine you have a hard time sleeping because your brain can't shut off. By the way, I will say the real J Love did mention while he was listening to us that he was going to head into his dicks, and he did find 5 blasters.
Let's go. I'm about to go to my dicks then. About to go.
Yeah. I got to get to my dicks too. Is that and check on that. One thing I did want to mention is that Rob, speaking of being creative, is creative in a different way. But Rob made a couple changes to the Radish price guide. And again, these are all the final prices, not listed price on eBay, but the 130 prices that you're used to seeing, the actual final price. But he changed it so that now it doesn't show the sets anymore. It just goes straight in. So like just all the cards are there. But there is a filter for sets. So if you want to look at cards just in alpha and alpha update and blast, you can do that. You can select whatever set you want. But the other thing is it now has a power filter. So you can select which filter. The other thing is it lets you select multiple. So when you're looking for a comp, you can be like, you know what? There's not going to be any hex. Give me hex and glow weapon. And so you can kind of like do that and like just put in like 170 power, hex and glow, you know, this set. So you really can get it. Like there's a lot of things that changed on the Radish price guide. So if you haven't had a chance, like it's even better now it's much easier to do comps, like with the changes that Rob did. So I wanted to put that plug in for Rob.
Awesome. Yeah, no, you
Mhm.
guys do an amazing job with that Radish price guide. Don't you have a quick promo video or something for that?
Something is that I usually do, but all this video work, I'll be honest, like about the sausage making is like literally like half my memory has been filled up with files, and so I just moved everything off to an external drive. And
Ah,
so what I'm finding is a lot of key files that I normally have at my fingertips are
yep.
no longer at my fingertips. So
Oh
I need
no.
to. So the first couple times. By the way, one thing that J Love was saying, and I want to see it because oh no, that's right. Actually, I do have one blaster. I have a non-seal blaster, but he was saying it's the first time seeing the blasters, to be honest, is that as a geek, I did get one blaster, but according to Hen got it stuck in my head. And he doesn't even do it. And he says he never told me, but he did. He likes to keep a sealed box of everything. And so I'm not going to get a sealed jumbo from Griffey. That's going to be the first break in my sealed of one of everything. Actually, and I should say the day one bundle, I did not get that. The day one blaster and that box is that I have no idea what happened. I have no idea why I didn't order it. Probably because I pre-ordered so much Griffey hobby stuff. I was probably like, I don't need more stuff. And I figured somebody would trade me. Like I have sealed alpha update boosters and blasters and everything. And like, I couldn't get anybody to trade away a sealed. But so these blasters at Dick's, I have to go down because I need to get one sealed just for the collection, put away that,
Yeah.
Griffey Super Auto, so it's stored for
Right.
safekeeping.
Right. Of course.
Because Mitch, what's your theory about the biggest hits in the collection? The Bo Jackson Super Auto. What's your belief about all this stuff, Mitch?
Battle trainer kits, baby. Battle trainer kits. The packs where there was the starter set and a singular pack. For some reason or another,
There's a little pattern there.
The 101 is there. Yeah. So I know people still have those sealed. 100% they do. And so I tell everyone that has one sealed, it's like, hey.
Mitch actually got me to rip a collector update booster the other day.
I'm the worst influence.
He promised me a Bojack, so didn't have Bojack in there.
Oh man, I'll tell you to rip everything you got.
Yeah, and so Jordan, you're not telling us what was actually in it.
It was actually a nice pack. It had a voltage gum 160 and it had a slash steel linoleum 145 steel. So it was a nice box. Yeah.
See, telling you, man, telling you.
Well, and that's good. That was a good save on your part. So I'm glad that you actually said that. And then since Mitch asked for it, I'm going to give it to you, Mitch.
Yeah.
Oh wait.
Boba cards? Don't guess the price. Look up their value now at radishpriceguide.com.
And of course, I love it. This is stuff Rob likes to see. Like I got a great deal on Goofing Off and tried to trade it. They referenced your guide. I don't know why he's laughing. Yeah, so that is great though, Jordan, that you actually got something out of it. Like that's a tough one. Someone like Mitch is a bully and bullies you to open it. And thank goodness that you actually salvaged something out of that pack. So, yeah, I
like what J-Lo said in chat too.
Soothing next week.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
No, I was just next week. I'll get an alpha update blaster box, and we'll give it. You figure out a creative way to give it away, and we'll give it away.
Hear that? Next Tuesday, baby. Giving away an alpha update blaster.
Y'all can just send it to me.
But I like what J-Love said. He said it's like a nice bourbon. Does no good being unopened on a shelf. 100%. 100%. So I fully agree. You got to rip the product, man. You got to get those hits. And, part of the reason we haven't seen the 101 is because people like Slappy who decide they want a sealed version of every single box. And, I can almost, without certainty say that someone is holding on to the 101 Bojack Super Auto and it's just in their house and they don't realize it.
I mean, but like the other thing is, what do you think the percentage is? It's unripped, and what do you think the percentage is? You know, first of all, I'm gonna call out Bigler. He's convinced that the Bo Super Auto it's been ripped, and just somebody has come forward. There's people who have conspiracy theories like it'll crash the market. And I'm holding like 4 jumbos, and I don't want the price to come down. But what do you think the percentage is? It's been ripped and it's in somebody's collection, and what is the percentage is? It's not ripped and it's just sitting in somebody who. We won't say it's like it's in somebody like me who's keeping one of everything. What do you think the percentage of it? And the reason why I asked that is that, again, you know, if this person's not going to go on eBay, if you're just a card collector, you know, most people don't go on eBay and sell cards once they rip packs. Most people are not in the Discord. So if you rip this Bo Jackson Super Auto, I mean, you might not fully understand well, we had that $100,000 bounty until I think it was December 31st from that Kansas store for the Bo Super Auto. I believe Bo still has the offer out though to golf with him. You and 3 buddies spend the day golfing and eating with him. And so that at charity events usually goes around $100,000. So even though there's not an official offer from the Kansas City sports store, I think you still could get close to that $100,000. But so what do you, and I know we got to go, Mitch, but what do you put that at as the percentage that it's actually ripped and the person's just holding on to it and nothing nefarious. They just don't broadcast it.
Yeah.
Hold on real quick. Kansas City rescinded that offer. I didn't hear anything.
When they put it out, there was a timeline on it.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
it wasn't a rescission
Gotcha.
as much as there was a deadline to it. And I'm pretty sure it was the
Gotcha.
end of the year.
Yeah. I mean, to be honest with you, if someone ripped it, right, the 101 Super, they would have to keep that so secretive. Like you think about the community aspect, and yeah, like there's people we don't know about in the community. There's like whole nother networks of people that collect Bo Jackson that aren't a part of the Discord. Like totally understand that. But at some point, that information leaks to the person, then to another person, then to another person, then to another person. So, like, it would have to be pretty secretive for someone to have already pulled it and not say anything about it. But at the same time, like, what is the percentage that someone's holding on to it that just it's in a sealed box that doesn't know? I mean, I would say it's probably like a 60% chance. I think it's more likely that it's still pulled than it is pulled, because I think there would be rumblings of it being pulled, and we haven't heard of those rumblings. Yeah. So
by the way, Cyber saying golfing with Bo would be super cool, but right now I think a round with pulls and pars would be fire. So
hey, anytime. Well, it's really cold today, but on any warmer day, let's go.
I'm gonna call you guys out. I don't agree with you about the 60%. Like, I think you're so plugged in one of the videos that Frenchie I think it's the one that we just released the last piece of the 12 video series with Frenchie talking about Bo Jackson Battle Arena, like what surprised him. And I think what he said, what surprised him is, you know, when he used to be in cardboard circles, he thought he knew everyone. He's like, man, I didn't know everyone. He's like, I felt like I knew everyone. And I think there's a little bit of that. I think there's so many people that when they rip things, like, and you're of a generation, Mitch, you're younger, like everything has to be like, you know, I have a curmudgeon friend who he's like, I don't need to know you ate an orange today. I don't need to know what your meal was at the restaurant. Like, there's a big segment of the population where if they rip it, they're going to put it in their album at home. Like maybe they show it to their kid, but it's just there. It's not going into Facebook. That's not what Facebook's for them. They're not selling. And Jordan, I can see you already making that. I think it's a 50-50 chance it's been ripped and it's just sitting in a collector's binder. And that's Frenchie talks about it. Like, it is much bigger than what I thought it was. There's so many more people buying my product that we have any idea who they are.
My theory is that people who had geeks and got a bunch of alpha from it, I think they're just sitting on that product. I think there's more alpha that hasn't been ripped than we are aware of. And I think people with geeks are sitting on that product, and the Bo Jacks is in that product.
To your point about bragging about Bo, if you had the Super Auto Bo, if you're a geek and you're sitting on $4,000 jumbo boxes, it would be very hard not to brag about that. There's very few.
Very true.
I have
Okay.
I have one jumbo. I'll tell you gladly. I have one jumbo that's left, and that's all I have left. So that jumbo is sealed. But like, I'll tell you
Rip
everything.
it.
No freaking way. That jumbo is gonna. I mean, it's stupid. Like that's what's great about bow. There's utility to everything, but like, what do I want to die? Like passing on as an asset? I don't
Do
know.
you keep it like dusted and cleaned and everything? Like, like
You
make
don't
sure
want
it's,
it-
like taken care of.
As you know, I move every 2 years. And so what really sucks is like, instead of like a beautiful shelf where I could just put this stuff up permanently, I actually have it securely stored away where it's safe and also it's safe. I have it securely stored away. I care more about its safety. One, from theft, two, also from just damage.
Right.
So, but my big thing is like, Jordan, like I've been sharing with people, like we're moving over to Germany. And so my big concern is we've already gone to Germany once before, and the way they ship your stuff overseas in those cargo containers didn't happen to us, but there are plenty of people who've done moves to Europe and back where they have massive mold issues because the water, like imagine those cargo containers on top of the ship and the waves coming over, like who knows how they do it. Maybe it's just the rain, pooling, but they get mold. And so like, I can't, like, I want my collection because I do like, I do like looking at like a card, but the thought that I could risk like an alpha jumbo, like, and ruin it forever. So I might just be leaving my collection with someone here. Yeah, I appreciate that.
But cool. Well, yeah, I mean, that's our hour, Slappy. What do you think?
Sounds great. It was awesome. Thanks for bringing Jordan on and having him. Jordan, you were great.
Hey, I appreciate both of you guys for having me on.
Yeah,
Thanks
man.
a lot.
Of course, we appreciate all your feedback and your little revamp of Atlanta, and we'll be back next Tuesday, everybody. Mr. Slappy White has been very generous. He's going to be giving away an Alpha Update blaster as well next Tuesday, so keep an eye out for that. We'll have something fun that you'll need to do in order to get into that, and we'll see you next Tuesday.
Yeah, lights on, screens up, here we go. Welcome to Radish Digital's weekly show, breaking down the plays, the pulls, the plans, straight from the floor of the battle arena stand. Hey, hey.